All right, the morning rituals are complete as far as getting the Spyder ready and everything. Coach Vic's up there getting dressed right now. I'll drop a picture of the radar picture right there. Rain, 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 rain. It is possible that we can get on the east side of it and kind of skirt it and not get too wet. It's highly unlikely though. I'm hoping so though. We've gotten wet. This is day 13. If we get wet today, it won't be the entire time, but it will be a portion of the time, which means that 12 of the 13 days, if I'm not mistaken, we will have gotten wet. I'm gonna have my wet camera on the, as I call it, my wet camera on the Spyder. It was acting up yesterday. Everything's acting up. Everything's wet. Everything's super wet. We're doing everything we can to keep things dry, but when everything just keeps getting wet, 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 wet every day, it's just hard to make any ground sometimes. And it can be at the least opportune times, as you know. But we're not gonna gripe about it. We're just gonna prepare ourselves for it. The inevitability. I am going to get some coffee in my new cup. Go get Vicky and get her ready, get her on the bike. The Spyder. It's already drizzling a little bit. Not terrible. Lock this thing up real quick. So everything's packed. It's easy packing. I've gotten, that's one thing I will say, that the rain has forced me to be more efficient with my packing and be more quick with it. Everything's in nice little stowaway bags, and our organization, I'm gonna tell you, it's top notch. It's top notch on this trip. It's had to be. We'll do a whole video on organization for touring. We've done one before, but I think it definitely needs an update because we are a lot better than we used to be. All right. So I've got the Spyder loaded and got the GPS coordinates, everything set up. Trying to beat the rain out of here. Coach Vic went inside to get another cup of coffee, and I think she might have gotten involved in a conversation. I'm like, baby, we're running from the rain. This is the princess now. I told him we were waiting on you, trying to beat the rain out of here.
I know, I'm slow. I made my coffee too cream so you can finish it. I
get your coffee bean, you don't like it. You want your hat?
No, I didn't put enough coffee in there. I just only want a half cup.
You want your hat?
No, I'm good.
Oh, here. Oh, okay, here. I'll set it out of the way.
Change my mind.
She changed her mind. Okay, so here's where we are.
Filmed me, so
I will drop a picture of what we're looking at. I think I already dropped it earlier, I'm not sure. But I'll drop a picture here of the weather we're looking at that we're running from, and we're gonna get on the road pretty quick here. I'm not gonna wear my rain jacket at the beginning, I'm just gonna wear my rocket.
Oh, I want my rain jacket on.
Okay, I got yours out.
Yeah.
I figured you might say that. You want that over the top of your belt jacket, correct?
I just wanna wear it. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, all right. That's what we're gonna do. It is misting right now. I just don't want to wear the jacket right now. I'm just sick of wearing a rain jacket, I'll be quite honest with you. And if it starts raining, I'll just stop, put it on. But I'm sick of wearing it. It's muggy this morning. I just don't want to sweat inside the jacket.
But it's gonna be a great day.
It is gonna be a great day, but
rain or no rain, it's gonna be great.
I'm gonna tell you, officially, I am sick of the rain. I'm sick of the rain, man. Are you?
Yeah, but you know, you gotta take it.
Look at her, she lifted me up.
She's gotta go with the flow.
Gotta go with the flow, come on.
It could be a lot worse. It could be downpouring and lightning.
Cheer me up.
It's gonna be good.
There it is. I feel better already. Do you feel better? Well, we've had some great conversations with folks in here. We'll talk about that once we get on the road. You ready to get on this Spyder and ride her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm ready to get home.
We'll be home. I think we got just under 300 miles. So the weather is going to be the obstacle today. If we can get out in front of it, we'll be okay. Other than that,
interstating it, or are we doing backwoods?
Nope. We might be on the interstate 15-20 minutes, I think, if that.
Like lighter road. Yeah.
Very light, very light. It may be all state roads. My brain's just
state roads, yeah.
all fried right now. But I've got it all set up in the GPS. I set it up last night, so we're good. We're going through Columbus, Cuthbert, and Bainbridge, and then down 12 into Tallahassee.
All right.
And we'll be taking the, what is it, Orchard Pond Parkway, that old toll road.
Okie dokie.
All right, let's do this.
know, as Coach Vic and I roll out of the Aniston-Oxford area, we just can't help laugh at the irony of the chances of rain every day. You know, we used to get really frustrated about the rain when we first started riding, and we do laugh about it a lot and kind of poke fun at it. But we do understand it's part of the adventure, it's part of the trip, and we are going to get wet a large portion of the day. And that's just the way it is. It looks like it's even going to move down into the Tallahassee area, which really isn't a real problem. But you know, the Aniston-Oxford area, it's a pretty cool place. Aniston, Alabama is the county seat of Calhoun County. And you know, Fort McClellan Army Base used to be there. It was decommissioned in the 90s. Now it's a Alabama Army National Guard. Part of it's a training camp there, and the rest is a Mountain Longleaf National Wildlife Refuge. If you've never had a chance to go up there to this part of the country and look around and do some of the hiking in those areas, you really owe it to yourself to do it. It is quite a beautiful place. So let's enjoy the ride. Next stop, Wadawley, Alabama. You know, you hear me talk about it a lot. These little towns in the deep south. This is Wadawley, Alabama. Now, Wadawley means old water. Yeah, there's a lot of water around here, a lot of lakes and rivers. It really is nice. Wadawley has less than 1,000 people living here, and it really does feel like you're stepping back in time. They do have a newer hospital that they built here recently, so if you're looking for a place to retire that has some medical help, that's a good place to be. In the mid-'80s, there was a lake built in this area. It's called Wadawley Lake. Yeah, go figure. The lower Tallapoosa River and the big Tallapoosa, they come together to form the Tallapoosa River, and right there, Alabama Power dug a big old lake and built a dam there. It's 280 miles of shoreline and approximately 120 feet deep in the deep spots. It's a beautiful lake, not heavily populated, and the cost of living here, we'll just say, this is an area that made mine and Coach Vic's short list when we're looking for places to eventually be. We're just kind of waiting to see what the kids do, because we do want to be a little closer to our grandchildren to make sure that we have time with them. All right, our next stop will be somewhere up by the Chattahoochee River. You know, whenever we think of stunning views, we always think about the mountainside or the massive waterways or the ocean or whatever, but we rarely think of just the beautiful farmland. That's one of the things as I ride through these parts of Alabama and Georgia. There is so much beautiful farmland. All of the smells, the freshly cut grass, everything that's going on. There's an entire world of beauty here that often we just overlook. Let's enjoy the beautiful farmland of Alabama. As we approach the Georgia state line, that's so common among this part of the country You don't see a lot of signs. You don't see the big welcome to Georgia signs in some of these smaller areas. This is Lanett, Alabama, and the bridge goes over the Chattahoochee River and then runs into West Point, Georgia. And all of these little twin cities that are separated by a river are just very, very common. I'm sure they're common all over America, but I see it a lot in Georgia, in western Georgia. These little towns, they do really run together. It's a beautiful part of the state. It's highly overlooked. Everything always focuses on the coast and the beach, but there really is a part of the charm of the state and nuance that is really missed. The people here are the real people of Georgia. And if you get an opportunity to come to these smaller towns and just sit down and absorb the landscape and the beauty that they have to offer, you're going to be better for it. It's really quite wonderful. You know, Alan Jackson in his song, he says, way down yonder by the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Let me tell you, this part of the state gets hot, and when it gets hot, it is muggy, and we are well into that gnat-ridden area. They are everywhere in the summertime. So make sure you bring your Avon Skin So Soft, as they used when I was a boy. But a regular bug spray will work. But we're going to be running through a lot of towns that I'm familiar with. Once we get into Georgia, I pretty much don't need a map anymore. So let's enjoy this little section of Georgia. Our next stop, the beautiful city of Columbus.
Welcome to Columbus, Georgia. Starting to feel like the South again, man. In fact, I got out, song was blaring out of a truck. I've been blessed, just some nice Southern gospel music. It was great hearing it. It's feeling like home. It's just feeling like home. It's booming around here, man. It's booming. You get near Fort Benning and all this. It's just very, very busy, but a nice. I love Columbus, Georgia. So
Get some chips.
gassed up, nourished up, had a Coca-Cola and some M&Ms and some chips and cheese and all that. So everything a grown boy needs.
Everything a grown boy needs.
Yeah. Our next stop is going to be Bainbridge, Georgia, which is one of our favorite places in the world. We love these little Georgia towns. There again, I'm a Georgia boy. Grew up. This is how I grew up. And I love them. They just feel like home. Every time I leave the South, when I come home, I appreciate it all the more. I'm sure you feel the same way about where you're from.
Hi. You're so sentimental.
How you doing, buddy? I am a sentimental guy. All right, well, let's go to Bainbridge. Who knows? We might even have lunch.
The rain quit, so hopefully there's not going to be any more.
Looks like it's supposed to be raining up near Cuthbert. Hopefully we can get by there before it starts.
Why are you stuttering? Cuthbert.
His name was Cuthbert, but they couldn't say Cuthbert, so they named it after him. They said it like Cuthbert. How you doing there, Cuthbert?
That's supposed to talk like that. That's not the way you're supposed to talk.
All right, let's roll, mama.
All right, let's go.
Oh, the beautiful woods and farmland of Georgia. My favorite part of the planet, my favorite part of the tour, and probably what most would consider boring landscape. I absolutely love this part of the country. It makes me feel like a boy. You've heard me say this a million times before. You'll hear it a million times again. It really does, man. The smells, oh man, they just take me back to that time where I'm riding on a lowered tailgate of a truck with my feet dragging on the dirt road because I was a dummy like that. That's how you end up, by the way, getting stickers in your feet. Coach Vic is having a ball. The sky is clear for the moment. We know the rain is coming, but we just don't care. We're almost there. Look at that, man. I'm rhyming and everything. All right, we're going to run through Colquitt, and we're going to run through Iron City, and our next stop is the exciting Bainbridge, Georgia.
No, I want your sunglasses. No, I want to look at it as a mirror, as a reflection.
How do you look?
Yeah, my hat's kind of.
Coach Vic's using my eyeglasses as a mirror.
No.
Got to make sure she's pretty.
No. Cut. So hi. We're on our last leg.
Yeah, we wiped the trailer down a little bit because it was nasty. So I wiped it down while Coach Vic was in there changing, putting on a fresh shirt.
It was too hot.
We had a lot of rain, not heavy rain, just drizzly rain for the last 30 miles on and off. And then it's over 90 degrees and the sun is behind the clouds. And that gives you an idea how wet everything is. You can see the sweat beading up. It is so humid right
You're just
now.
sweating. Wow.
She is a bad person. Are you sweating? No, I guess it was for me doing all that work on the trailer.
Exactly, that's the man's job. His job is to sweat.
It is my job.
His job is to sit back and watch him sweat.
That's I agree with that. I think
There
that's
you
a perfect partnership right there between you and me.
There
Shake
you
on it. But we're in Bainbridge, so 30-40 miles from the house, not far. Easy trip now. Even if we get wet, it's not going to be a monsoon. We checked the weather. It's out there. It's building and dissipating. At this point, the rain just doesn't even matter, does it?
Nope.
Nope. Country roads, beautiful greenery is what we have to look forward to. We're going to have a little bit of Pepsi because Coach Vic could not reach the Coca-Colas. And
Corn
going to eat some corn nuts. I got off the motorcycle, there were corn nuts all over the motorcycle in the seat and in the cracks. I'm like, I knew I smelled corn nuts when you were back there. She snuck them. And then she's like, no.
You believe me?
All right, well.
We're going to be home soon, and I get to go home, and a couple hours after I get home, go see a sick daughter.
Yeah.
Bring her dinner. She's been sick with mono all week. The day we leave, she calls me and tells me she got mono. So now I get to go bring her. Now I get to be a mom and bring her some dinner. I get to go be mom.
I don't know. I might go.
I've been wife all week. Now I have to go home and be mom.
I thought you were just a travel buddy all week.
I'm a wife and travel buddy. A travel buddy wife.
She worked hard this week. It's been a good week. It's been a tough 13 days, but they've been really good.
It's been a little challenging.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up here, and then we will do a closeout sometime this evening at the house.
There we go.
All right, let's do this.
As we hop back on the road on the Spyder, we see the rain off in the distance and we start to laugh. We do know the rain is coming, and we know it's probably going to get heavy at moments, and we're really not very upset about that at this point. This has become the daily regimen. At moments I'm turning around and looking at Coach Vic, and we just can't help but laugh at all of the things that have happened over the last few weeks. This ground is familiar, the territory is ours, we know it, there is no map needed, and we are close to home. And in just a moment, we're going to be crossing that state line from Georgia to Florida. Let's hot-foot it on down the road. You know, as we enter the state of Florida, it's almost with an excitement and yet a quiet sadness that we always have after a big trip. You know, we've crossed the continent east to west, and now we've crossed the United States north to south. It has been a wonderful experience. But I'm going to tell you that the adventure never does really end. There's always something on our mind and something out there waiting for us, and it's always calling us to do just a little bit more. But as we come to the close of any trip, it seems that there's a quietness about 25 to 30 miles out that Coach Vic and I both go into, where we just think about everything that we've experienced. You know, there's always the beauty of the open road, the wonderment of weather, the excitement of the mountains, and the thrill of the valley. But the thing that seems to always resonate with me, and I actually take notes on this because I want to remember these things, are the people that we meet along the way, the ones that make the trip even more special than the landscape. And they really do. You've heard me say the thing that matters to me are relationships, especially the important ones, which are all of them. Whether it was the waiter in Key West or the custodial worker in Erie, Pennsylvania, the staff at the Ivy Hotel, or Bonnie, the waitress, Earl that we met up in Maine, Rick that we met in Maine, Wayne in New York, the subscriber that was so kind and generous to us. All of those people made this trip wonderful, and our life is better because of their presence. You know, we've made memories of a lifetime, and it has been amazing. You know, I don't remember the exact quote, but I do know this. It was a William Wallace quote, and you can see it in the movie Braveheart, but I believe that it is historically accurate on the quote, not the movie. And he says this: "Every man dies, but not every man lives." We choose to live, and that's why we tour. And I hope you've enjoyed this trip to Maine as much as we have. Now, let's head on to the house and get Vicky off this Spyder.
Key West to Maine, complete. You're being videoed. We don't care if the hair looks bad. You just went 5,500 miles.
Woohoo!
So what's next?
I don't know.
I got an idea.
You do.
Tail of the dragon, back of the dragon, all of that up in there. We drive up there one day. We spend 3 or 4 days up there just driving around and then drive back.
Oh, that sounds good.
A 5-day trip. It's warm right now. We'll leave on a Monday. We'll come back on a Friday, something like that.
Not right now.
No, tomorrow. We'll just leave tomorrow.
Next year.
Later on, here in like a month.
No. Let's swim.
Go!